So for this lesson, we will model the Snowman Base body and head. But we will start with applying a subdivision surface to this, a modifier that will make it organic looking, okay? And we're going with low poly here. So I applied a subdivision surface, match the render level with the viewport level, and right click to shade smooth it, okay? So we're going to go here to shading. I'm going to turn on my EV right here, and let's give it a texture. So I'm going to make that to kind of like pure white right there. And then we're going to call this one Snow Base. All right. And before we start modeling it, we're going to give it a procedural bump map using a noise texture. All right, so I'm going to do Shift A. Let's get the vector bump, plug that to normal. Shift A again. Let's go to texture, and then let's get a noise texture. All right, so color to height. As you can see right here, you'll see that it applied this noise texture around this, and it's quite huge regarding it doesn't look anything like snow, so we're going to do something about the detail right here. So the scale, we're going to increase it to 10. All right, and then the detail, we're going to crank it up to 5. All right, so by simply doing that, we are already kind of shrinking those values right there. The strength right here is to 1, so we're going to tone that down so that we kind of look like that we have kind of compacted snow right there. Okay, so that's the, let's click on invert, let's see if that look any better or different. Couldn't tell the difference, I'll just leave it alone. Okay, so that's probably not a bad start right there. The roughness or the shininess of it, and we're probably going to go around there because there's a little bit of imperfection right there. Roughness, we're also going to use this one right here. Let me try and just connect it. So it'll just kind of take over to that. We'll do a converter color ramp. Then we can decide how much of that kind of shininess takes into effect later on. So we're probably going to see more of that much later. Okay, also going to turn on our kind of minimum setup here to get all those kind of going. All right, so I'm going to switch to modeling. And we're going to go to EV right here so we can see exactly. So I'm going to be in front right here. I'm going to go to object mode. I'm just going to move my light GY right here just so that it's up front. We could see the detailing in there. And turn on screencast. All right, so let's see here. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to press number 1, numpad. All right, so this is going to be the base. So let's start giving it a name right here. This Snowman Base. Okay, I'm going to hit tab, and then I'm going to subdivide this. So I can right click and subdivide. It just gives it loop cut, vertical, horizontal, and height. Okay, so if I go back to 1 here, I do want to turn on my X-ray. When you have X-ray on, it selects the components, the vertex right here, all the way to the back. So you're not missing anything. So I just want to kind of just round off the base a bit at the top. This is the front. Okay, and then maybe grab the center line, kind of drop it a little bit. As you can see here, since our noise is procedural, it's not an image. It's following along nicely. All right, like so. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the side. All right, so here we can do some rounding up some more, and then maybe bulge it out a bit. Still has that kind of squarish look because we haven't taken care of the corners. I'm going to go to the top. As you can see, the corners right here are still in their very cubic shape. So I'm just going to pull scale on this one. By doing that, and then we kind of round it off. All right, so that'll be our base right there. And I'm going to go back to object mode. I'm going to duplicate this. So I'm going to duplicate it. That will be the body right there. So I'm going to rename that Snowman Body. Okay, so same thing as before. I will probably select the whole thing and shrink it a little bit. And I'm going to rotate it RZ90 just so that it's rotated this way and we're no longer exactly looking as this one. And we can make changes to the noise texture also, make it unique so that it's not the same for all. All right, so I'm gonna basically shrink this some more because this is the body. I do want to make another light so that I'm going to shift that one, kind of position it over here a little bit so that we could see progress on all. Maybe tone it down a bit, 500, 300. All right, there you go. So that when we work on this thing, we can preview it a lot easier. So I want to round this up a little bit, not much like the body here where it's looking a little different because of it's supposed to be wider. All right, so let me grab some of this parts, lower that down a little bit, make it a little bit narrower on this side right here. And I'm not doing this as a mirror because I want it to look a little bit more organic. Okay. Grab all these individual points now. And just kind of deforming it a little bit. All right, so there's the body right there. Let's go to the side. Probably going to make the back a little bit slimmer. Okay, give this snowman a little kind of belly right there. Push this back a little bit because we're going to put the neck right there and the head. All right, there's that. Okay, and go back to the front. I'm going to duplicate this. This will be the head. So let's rename it here, Snowman Head. Go to File, Save As, Snowman. All right, and then of course we're gonna do some modeling on this right there, and so it's not looking the same on this side. Maybe I can rotate this 90. Okay, let's kind of just put it like so, just so that we have irregularities with the look. All right, actually that's not so bad. Just kind of make the head right there so that we don't have to worry about the hat. Number 3 right here, which brings us to the side, the back of the head. Again, kind of I'm just tapering the top of the head right there, so we have more like a face look going on. All right, and I'm going to select everything, kind of move it up a bit because we're going to put a scarf on this, and we don't want the neck part right there kind of missing. Okay, probably move this one here a bit. Okay, so that's looking good. I'm gonna save it right there. Okay, so that completes the snowman kind of body, base, body, and then head. And now we're going to add all the two elements that we have modeled from the previous one. So normally when you have those open on another file and you want to open this, you can just copy and paste them, but we can also append them. Okay, so to add the, I'm going to append the caret. So I'm going to find the caret. There you go, caret model. When I click append right here, it's going to ask which one you want to move. So it's going to be the object. I didn't rename it, so it's a cylinder. I'm going to click on object, and there's the caret. Okay. This caret right here, we're going to rename now, having that opportunity. All right, RZ90 as well, so that's pointing this way. And we're going to scale that and just kind of position it. All right, it's probably going to be ginormous. Oh, it's the reverse, so that would be RZ180. There you go. Looking at it from the sideways. Much longer. Let's see here. I'm going to try and scale it and make it a little bit more, I don't know, fat or I guess that's. All right, yeah, that's kind of like a big nose for it. Let me just do something here that's kind of bothering me from the top because the head right here is not necessarily rounded shape. Okay, we might have gone too random on the head right here. Let me just kind of fix that real quick. All right, and now shrink this some more right there and bring it back a little bit. All right, I do want to make sure that it looks like we stuck this in and it disturbed the snow right here. So I will have to add some detail to the head right here. So I will go to the front and maybe do another cut. All right, right there, and then another cut right here. Select this line all the way across. GX to move it to the right there. This one, GZ, move it up a bit. I'm going to go to face mode and select this front right here. So what I'll do is I'm going to extrude it back just a little bit. Right there, so it looks like it's kind of like there's an indentation when we push that caret in there, and then press S to scale it just a little bit. It's just kind of minor detail that you know, should add to the look, that it's not too perfectly flat and whatnot. Okay, another thing we need to append now is the top hat. So I'm going to go append and top hat. The object should be cylinder as well. Okay, so there it is. Rename it top hat. We're going to go to the front. We could probably put some texture on this one as well, maybe some bump to make it look like it's, you know, felt or velvety texture. All right, so I'm going to move that up. It's a little too big. And bring it in like so to the side. I may want to make sure that it's in there. Okay. This is really going to bother a lot of people with EV, because if we're using cycles, all these things will be calculated, it will be correct. But in EV lighting, it's a little bit more manual. So I'm going to select that light that's causing that drop right there. Because if I go to 0 right now, I'm going to press N and camera to view. I'm going to lock it so I can control this. Okay. I'm going to go like so. Just want to show you that. I'm going to do a quick render image right here. You might not see this on the stream, but it should show up on the recording. Okay, you see the separation right there. So basically what you see is what you get right here. With the light selected, I'm going to go to its shadow and simply click on this contact shadow. That way it creates a contact right there. However, you still need to change the distance and a little bit of the thickness actually. All right, so I'm gonna go like so that it kind of rims that and kind of covers it. Okay. All right, now let's take a look with a render. Let's see if that's really what it's gonna look like. That should kind of fix that. There's other issues too, aliasing on the shadow, but that will work for now. Okay. All right, and I'm going to press 0 to get out of the camera. There's the top hat, looking good. Let's give it a little bit of flair right here. So we're going to, depending on how you want to, I'm going to rotate it this way a little bit. Stick it like so. And on the side, maybe I might go like that. Okay, and since the rim of the hat is it's basically a circle, and the inside right there, not much we can do regarding positioning it without seeing that. So we're going to have to go in here to our snowman and make some changes. All right, so I'm going to go with X-ray right there, go to vertex or press 1. I'm going to select all the top parts right here by just dragging that. I'm going to scale those just a little bit. It's a little bit narrower at the top. Let's take a look here on the side. We might have to just kind of move it a little bit forward, scale it a bit, move it forward just so that we could see that that whole part is going in there. Okay, I think that's good enough right there. All right, so that's combining the other two objects that we made previously and with the new body right here. And what else can we do? If I go here with material, as you can see it's still using the same snow base. So whatever I do on this material, it affects all the other ones. So let's say we want to change this material here, kind of make it a little bit independent. It's on its own. So I'm going to click here, I'm going to click on a new material. Okay, right there. So what it is, it's that the previous one, which is snow base, and this snow base 01. We're going to call this one Snow Head. So it has made it unique now, because if you don't do that, you don't make like a clone copy of it. Whatever you do on the other one, it'll just keep changing it. So, all right, let's take a look. So that looking a little bit different. So that let's scale this around 9 right here, or maybe 8. Make it a little bit coarse. Detail to 4. Not probably. We'll leave it to 5 right there. Roughness. This is where you can kind of. I wish there's a seed here. There probably is. I just didn't have that kind of picked up yet. All right. So kind of randomize it. Okay. Now this one, it's kind of bothering me with the stretching right here. So for the body, I'll add another cut right here, and probably select that part. All right, kind of changing that a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to make this one unique as well. So this will be the body, snow body. And you can change, probably lower scale here to 8 maybe, or 9. Detail at maybe 6. More, because a lot of this thing will be covered by stuff. And then we're going to leave the base alone right there. So there you have it. So we're going to go back to the modeling. And we're going to take a look at the completion right here. Okay, and we're going to stop the recording here, and we're going to continue with the other parts.